A basketball icon is dead tonight. Mourned not just by the sports world, but by anyone who valued relentless drive and achievement. Kobe Bryant. The man who could score 81 points in a single game.
An 81-point game.
An all-star, an NBA champion for the Lakers. He was nicknamed the Black Mamba. But off the court, he was a devoted father of 4 girls, a husband of 18 years. He and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna were killed in a helicopter on their way to a basketball game. Tonight, we celebrate a remarkable life and a man who was much more than a basketball legend.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Tonight is a very sad night for us all. 9 are dead in that helicopter crash. 9 tragedies, 9 reasons to mourn a pilot and 8 passengers.
101 helicopter went down.
Tonight, tragedy in the hills of Calabasas, California. The helicopter took off at 9:06 a.m. from the Orange County Airport. Inside, NBA legend Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others. It crashed 40 minutes later. The chopper bursting into flames, killing everyone on board. The column of smoke seen for miles. Fire crews racing to the crash site, perched on a steep hillside.
Paramedics were hoisted down to the incident. Early into the incident, they did a search of the area for survivors. Unfortunately, all the survivors on board were determined to have been perished.
Individuals that saw the aircraft said it was coming down at a fairly significant rate of speed and impacted the ground on the hillside behind me here.
Authorities investigating what caused the chopper to go down. Firefighters and hand crews worked to extinguish the fire while carefully preserving the crash site for investigation. And tonight, dozens gathered here near the scene of the crash, a chant of Kobe going up as they mourned the man who meant so much to Los Angeles. Shaquille O'Neal writing, "There's no words to express the pain I'm going through with this tragedy." Michael Jordan writing, "He was a fierce competitor, one of the greats of the game, and a creative force." Other victims identified are Orange Coast College head baseball coach John Altobelli, his wife Carrie, and daughter Alyssa. The NTSB is on their way to the crash site tonight.
One name. Kobe. That's all we needed. From the time we first saw him as an ascendant star at Lower Merion High School outside Philadelphia, Kobe Bryant did more than shine. He captivated. Faster than that, he dominated.
I had decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
Picked 13th in the 1996 NBA draft by Charlotte.
Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
He was traded that same day to the Lakers.
Golden jersey. And Kobe Bryant making his first appearance.
Bryant would become the youngest player ever to appear in an NBA game.
Kobe Bryant, 18-year-old rookie.
By his second season, an NBA All-Star. Running with a flair, feel, and instinct that for many, on the field.
That is so difficult. You can't tell which one is most.
By his fourth season, 2000, playing alongside Shaquille O'Neal, he was an NBA champion.
I'm looking forward to coming back next year and defending my best next year.
First, 3 consecutive titles for the Lakers. After O'Neal left Los Angeles, Bryant would become a leading light and unrelenting scorer in the league. Famously dropping 81 against Toronto in 2006.
An 81-point game. 55 in the second half.
It's about the W. Turn it on.
If we had just one more we could reach the stars.
He won the scoring title that season, and again in 07, and then was named League MVP in 2008.
These are my guys, these are my brothers, and we have won MVP.
But for all the individual awards, Bryant's team accomplishments in LA weren't done.
Basketball immortality, the 09 Los Angeles Lakers.
He carried the Lakers to NBA titles the next two seasons in 2009 and 10, earning Finals MVP both times.
I had no idea how it was going to happen or how we were going to happen. I knew we were going to make our first. This is supposed to happen.
His ruthless drive became known as the Mamba mentality.
I had no fear whatsoever. I was second shot on this. So
And perhaps showed most when he returned from a devastating Achilles injury in 2013. He played 3 more seasons. And in perhaps the most memorable finale to an NBA career ever, he scored 60 points in his final game.
What can I say? I'm out.
In 2016, Bryant retired from the league as an 18-time All-Star, 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Bryant was widely expected to be inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame on the first ballot later this year. One name, one icon, one legacy. Kobe Bryant was 41 years old.
Number 8 and number 24, Kobe Bryant.
But we want you to see the scene outside of the Staples Center where the Lakers play.
Look at that crowd that is growing, has been growing through the hours. And a tribute to Kobe from the stage of tonight's Grammy Awards. This happened just a little while ago with the host, Alicia Keys.
Kobe gave everything he had on the court for those fans, and those fans, they let him know that they appreciated everything he's done. They're chanting, "Thank you, Kobe." Chants heard all around the world.
You're looking at a very special tribute. That is outside of Kobe Bryant's high school, which is just outside of Philadelphia. Kobe was one of the first. There were only a few at that time to go straight from high school to the NBA. Keep in mind, he was 17 years old when he left.
Amazing.
To go to the NBA.
And we're better for it that he did. And though Kobe Bryant, he was a basketball star, but there are some sports figures who became a little bit more than their game. Kobe Bryant ended up bigger than basketball.
There are countless athletes who could sell shoes or shoot hoops around the world, but Kobe Bryant was perhaps America's most authentic international sports superstar, because Kobe Bryant could also speak the language, several in fact. Spanish, Italian, Chinese, multilingual, multi-championships, 5 rings in all for a generational figure who emerged from high school and took his game to the game. He was in fact LeBron before LeBron, who even as a teenager played basketball like a grown man.
He was 17 years old when he was drafted by the NBA. And even in his first year as a Laker, he was a star, showing this kind of self-confidence that you rarely saw in any young player.
His storied career complete with unwavering intensity. One of his most iconic moments when Bryant simply refused to flinch as Matt Barnes pump faked a hard pass at his head after the pair had a series of physical plays.
Matt Barnes and Kobe Bryant say hello to each other.
He never backed down from a big moment. He never was afraid to take the big shot. And that's why everybody loved him, especially young people.
And in this age where stardom and scandal can be synonymous, Bryant had his time in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Accused of rape after what Bryant described as consensual sex, the case never went to trial as the alleged victim refused to testify, though a settlement was reached in civil court. When Kobe retired, NBA players from around the league expressed their appreciation in a fond farewell.
You know, and I remember one thing that he said, he was like, if you want to try to be, you know, great at it or want to be one of the greats, you got to put the work in. You know, there's no substitution to work.
In retirement, Kobe began his second act and called on that same intensity to make it in the business and media world. He won an Oscar as a producer.
Dear basketball, I fell in love with you. A love so deep,
I gave you my all, from my mind and body to my spirit and soul.
My little 11-year-old Gianna goes, well, Dad, you always tell us to go after our dreams, so man up. She's 11. Man up. So I had to man up and go for it.
A gentler sigh from the man who was hard as nails his entire career, including the night he lit up Jalen Rose and the Toronto Raptors for 81 points, a night the two men could joke about later in a promo for ESPN.
How many olives would you like?
81.
Really?
Nah, man, I'm just playing.
Besides his business, he embraced women's basketball, a passion he shared with his daughter. He would be her mentor, her coach. As an athlete, Kobe Bryant had few peers. Child prodigy to at times brooding superstar to successful entrepreneur. At 41, he lived a short life. And by most accounts, he lived it his way. Authentic, fierce, without apology.
Kobe Bryant, basketball superstar, was better known to a much smaller circle by another name, Dad. Bryant and his wife Vanessa married 19 years ago. Parents to 4 daughters. Natalia, who celebrated turning 17 just a week ago. Gianna, who died with her father, was 13. Bianca is 3. And 7-month-old Capri, born just this summer. He told our Eva Pilgrim last September that his girls inspired his latest book.
Well, I have 4 girls at home, and I want to make sure it's important that they, see characters that look like them, and that are also athletes, and they get tired of hearing my voice of be persistent, work hard, believe in yourself. They're kind of like, okay, Dad, all right, I got it, we get it. So when I can put them into stories like this, hopefully we'll get that same message without having their parents in their ear all the time.
When Kobe announced he would retire from basketball, Robin Roberts asked whether his wife and daughters were ready for their dad in a dimming spotlight.
And how is Vanessa and the girls? How are they about Daddy retiring?
They're good. They're good. I mean, they're a little torn. Vanessa's obviously torn. I mean, when her and I met is before all of this happened. It was a little bittersweet, but still in all, we're looking forward to the next chapter.
In what is believed to be his last filmed interview, here's Kobe, the proud dad, humble bragging that his daughter's love of basketball seems to be genetic.
When I took it to the Laker game, that's the first Laker game I've been to, I think, since my jersey retirement.
Really?
And we just had so much fun because for the first time I was seeing the game through her eyes. It was her. Like, she was having such a good time, and the players were coming up and saying hi to her, and and Brian was talking about her fadeaway and all. It was exciting, and she had such a great time. And as a father, I mean,
that's all you want. That's all you can ask for.
Yes, yes.
The 5-time NBA champ was also an Academy Award winner.
Basketball players were really supposed to shut up and dribble, but I'm glad we do a little bit more than that.
His 2018 Best Animated Short Film, Dear Basketball, a love letter to the sport that defined his life and that he redefined.
No matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock. Love you always, Kobe.